Before we formally start, let's just introduce ourselves first.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am Karen Maymie Jantivelos, BPA 4B.
I am prestigious hire from BPA 4B.
I am Melchi Talipan from BPA 4B.
And I am John Fernandez Lacuna, BPA 4B.
And kay Felix Daniel Lilok, BPA 4B. Once again, good morning, everyone. We are here today in Zoom to discuss the environmental management regarding the Philippine laws and policies on environment in relation to the three areas of subtopic, namely, first, leadership and management; second, future public policy; third, and towards the fulfillment of the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. Everyone is encouraged to voice out their opinion and concern regarding the topic. First, the public needs to understand exactly what environmental policy is and how it is affect them. Environment policy is defined as any action deliberately taken to manage human activities with a view to prevent, reduce, and mitigate harmful effects of nature and natural resources, and ensuring the man-made changes to the environment to not have harmful effects on the human or in the environment.
I had also need to add about the importance of public policy. It generally covers air and water pollution, waste management, ecosystem management, biodiversity protection, and the protection of natural resources, wildlife, and endangered species. Issues like this affect everyone across the globe and cannot be ignored.
It is paramount that our government focus significant attention and funding on environmental policy. If we continue to disregard the environment, the planet might be degraded to the point where it is no longer habitable. We only have one Earth. We need to do our best to preserve it.
But despite of the government in addressing public to the importance of environment in our daily lives, there are still communities that disregard the government initiative in fighting environmental issues and concern. I just wanted to address to people the importance of policy because in the long run, we will be the one who will benefit with the action that we take on now.
That's why, as a future public administrator, it is our duty and responsibility to take action and be part of solution regarding environmental issues and concern. Let's start today before it's too late.
Okay, let's start with the leadership and management regarding the Philippine laws and policy on environment. What can you say about the government when it comes to their leadership and their ability to manage the policy framework regarding the environmental issues and concern?
In Philippine setting, for instance, they actually create an action plan regarding environmental issues and concern. It might not be perfect, but as it is but, it's a great start to rebuild and preserve our environment. Cleaning up Manila Bay and its tributaries, relocating informal settlers, and educating the public on solid waste management are main activities for the rehabilitation. I think by its Duterte's leadership and management regarding preservation and maintaining the environment's law, it would be a great leadership style and management.
Agree to that. Environmental protection remains Duterte admin's top priority. According to Manila Bulletin Report, the Department of Environment and Natural Resources has stepped up its environmental protection campaign as it embarked into yet another high-profile battle against environmental abuse early this year after the controversial 2018 rehabilitation of world-famous tourist destination Boracay Island. It is widely controversial, but yet its result will only assure public trust to government leadership and management regarding environmental rehabilitation program.
In terms of management and leadership of the ENR sector will provide technical support concerning and management of solid waste and air and water pollution and reforestation. By there are of the responsibility to mobilize the entire environmental laws in translation of sustainable environmental governance, adhering government in efficiency and effectivity of management.
Okay. The Philippine government, in terms of the leadership and management, is mandated enough but not perfect resources to adhere the change of environment issues. But despite of the action of the government, there are some weaknesses listed in the leadership and management on Philippine laws and environmental policies as follows according to the Danida workshop papers, improving the urban environmental and reducing poverty. First is to control industrial pollution and occupational exposure. Second, to ensure that the city dwellers have basic infrastructure and services essential for health and decent for living environment, whether it provides for private, national government organizations, community-based, or public sector. Third, to plan in advance to ensure sufficient land is available for housing developments for low income and other groups. Fourth, to implement preventive measures to limit and take consideration in 100 commitment to address certain issues in the government.
It has been an issue between the government regarding internal mindset that is concerned with the issues of waste, pollution, resource management, and efficiency. They also retain an external focus that respond to a wide range of holistic factors. There were enough resources to consider in management and leadership.
We're done in deliberating discussion toward the leadership and management of Philippine environmental policy framework. Now, we have to consider the future policy of what of environment. Let's start with you, Mr. Lacuna.
Manila Bay Rehabilitation. Phase 1 Cleanup, Water Quality Improvement. Cleanup of designated esteros and waterways. Reduce fecal coliform level and toxic discharge from the houses and establishments by causing connection to existing STPs and requiring STPs for government, commercial, industrial, and educational establishments. Inspect and repair leaks in all sewer lines, provide temporary sanitation facilities to, to informal settlers residing along esteros and shorelines, pending relocation. Implemented solid waste management and start planning for the relocation of informal settlers. Phase 2, Rehabilitation and Resettlement. Rehabilitation of old sewer lines in NCR relocation of informal settlers, ensure completion of 340 MLD of Maynilad and Manila Water by 2022. Phase 3, Education and Sustainment. Continuing education of citizens to protect the gain, sustain law enforcement, and monitoring fast tracking earlier completion of the sewerage system in Metro Manila from 2037 to 2026.
Mandamos and Manila Bay. On December 18, 2008, the Supreme Court issued EC Mandamos and Manila Bay directing 13 government agencies to clean up, rehabilitate, and preserve Manila Bay and restore and maintain its water to level to make them fit for swimming, skin diving, and other forms of contact recreation. DNR Administrative Order Number 34 of 1990 defines coastal and marine water under Class SB classification as areas regularly used by the public for bathing, swimming, and skin diving, and etc. And as spawning areas for canos or bangus and similar species. The 13 Mandamos agencies are as follows: DNR, DILG, DepEd, DOH, DA, DPWH, DBM, Philippine Coast Guard, Philippine National Police Maritime Group, Philippine Ports Authority, Metropolitan Manila Development Authority, Metropolitan Waterworks and Sewerage System, Local Water Utilities Administration. For the DNR, the EC ordered the agencies to fully implement its operational plan for the Manila Bay Coastal Strategy that are within its mandate pursuant to Executive Number 192 Series of 1987, regularly coordinate with Mandamos agencies and other concerned agencies involved in management of Manila Bay on effective implementation of OPMBCS. Pursuant to Section 19 of RA 9275, manage water quality of Manila Bay through standards setting, regular monitoring, and determination of water quality management areas.
Government were trying their best to create solution in the damaging effect of environment, and it also lead to United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. What can I do to contribute to the meeting goals? There are many things everyone can do to contribute. Here are the few things that you are going to follow. Spread the words above the global goals so that the more people can take action and contribute to meeting the goals. Join organization linked to section, actively contributes to meeting goals, reduce your general waste and your environmental footprint, and avoid plastic, take training instead of the airplane and bike instead of the car. Make conscious choices in your consumption. Buy local and try to make sure that you are produced in fair and sustainable ways. Show compassion and stand up against racism, exclusion, discrimination, and injustice. Use your imagination. The future depends on in your ability to imagine it. The subtopic we have to discuss is the fulfillment of the United Nations for Sustainable Development Goals. And the Philippines laws and policies on environment created a law for environmental. They are the following. Republic Act number 92275, the Philippine Clean Air Act of 2004, Republic Act number 9003, Ecological Waste Management Act of 2000, Republic Act 8749, Philippine Clean Air Act at 1999, and Republic Act number 6969, the Substance, Hazardous and Nuclear Waste Control Act of 1990. Let's start with Mr. Lacuna.
Philippine Clean Water Act of 2004 aims to protect the country's water bodies from pollution from land-based sources, industries and commercial establishments, agriculture and community household activities. It provides for a comprehensive and integrated strategy to prevent and minimize pollution through a multi-sectoral and participatory approach. RA 9275 Philippine Clean Water Act signed by President Gloria Macapagal Arroyo on March 22, 2004, implementing rules and regulation contained in the Department of Environment and Natural Resources, the Administrative Order AO number 2005-1010.
Republic Act number 9003, Ecological Solid Waste Management Act of 2000. Solid waste management is considered as one of the most serious environmental issues in the Philippines. The annual waste generation was estimated at 10 million tons in 2010, and this is expected to rise by 40% in 2020. The Republic Act or RA 9003, otherwise known as the Ecological Solid Waste Management Act of 2000, provides the necessary policy framework, institutional mechanisms, and mandate to the local government units to achieve 25% waste reduction through establishing an integrated solid waste management plans based on 3 Rs: reduce, reuse, and recycling.
Republic Act 8749 Philippine Clean Air Act of 1999. The Clean Air Act provides that the state shall protect and advance the right of the people to a balanced and healthful ecology and accord with the rhythm and harmony of nature. Promote and protect the global environment while recognizing the primary responsibility of local government units to deal with environmental problems. Recognize that the responsibility of cleaning and habitat and environment is primarily our area-based. Recognize that polluters must pay. Recognize that a clean and healthy environment is for the good of all and should therefore be the concern of all.
and Presidential Decree number 1586 establishing an environmental impact statement system including other environmental management related measures and other purposes. In Section 1, it states that it is hereby declared the policy of the state to attain and maintain rational and orderly balance between socioeconomic growth and environmental problems. In Section 2, Environmental Impact Statement System, there, there is hereby established
Republic Act 6969 of the Philippines is also known as Toxic Substances and Hazardous and Nuclear Waste Control Act of the 1990. The act was carried out to control, supervise, and regulate activities in toxic chemicals and hazardous waste. Under this act, the importation, manufacture, processing, handling, storage, transportation, sales, distribution, use, and disposal of all unregulated chemical substances and mixtures in the Philippines, as well as the entry, even in transit, or storage and disposal of hazardous and nuclear waste are regulated.